In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Here in our society, there are enough number and a very high percentage of the people who think that somebody, any of their opponents, has done a sort of black magic against them. So these people think that they are black magic ridden, and there is a sort of bad spell upon them. Due to this, they are unable to develop, they are unable to get their problems solved because of this reason. Is it true, by the way? Do you think like this one? Maybe since there are enough number of people, so many of us and our loved ones are of the view that this is so, this is so. They are very unhappy indeed, and these people think that unless and until they don't get rid of this black magic, they will not be able to move forward, they will not be able to develop, and they will not be able to solve their problems. So they feel quite quite a lot of anxiety. These are anxiety ridden people, very much dissatisfied with their life, and they think that all of their attempts, all of their efforts will go in vain, will not be of any use unless and until that hurdle of the black magic has been removed. Unless and until it gets removed, no progress or prosperity is going to be achieved at all. Now we need to analyze this situation. There are shops opened here and there, here and there. Now these people are the people who are actually manipulating and exploiting these magic ridden, black magic ridden people, black magic affected people. These shops are the shops of the amils, the so-called black magic experts. They claim that they are expert in the field of black magic, and these people are found saying that they can, on the one hand, they can cast a bad spell upon your opponents, and on the other hand, if at all somebody has done it and they are in a position, they do have the power to get you, to get you rid of this thing, to somehow get you free of this thing, and so that the biggest hurdle on your way to progress and prosperity has been removed, and now you have become free enough to somehow to do whatever you want to do, because there is no more black magic spell upon you. I think that these people, these amils, amils are found saying to each and everyone else, everybody who is found unhappy, everybody who is found somewhat troubled. Now these amil people and certain other ignorant people will suggest that you are a black magic ridden. Somebody has cast a bad spell against you, and unless and until you don't get this thing resolved, your life is not going to get better at all, and you will keep suffering. This is the stance of the people who are superstitious people. And let me tell you that there is no dearth of superstitious people here in our society. Prior to becoming Muslim, we were Hindus, and Hindus are actually quite a superstitious people. But now we people, the people living in our society, the so-called Muslims, we are maybe not the genuine Muslim. We are the so-called Muslim. We are not even a good or a responsible human being. We are actually the superstitious people, and we are the people of quite a lot of negative thinking. And this superstition, along with the negative thinking, I think so, this has actually made our life worse. If at all we are dissatisfied, and if at all we are quite a lot of dissatisfied with our life, it is not because the luck is against us. It is not because of the because of our opponent who is because of our opponent, and it is not because of the amil who claims that you, since you are a magic ridden person, and it's me only who can get you free of this thing. So these amil people are actually the criminals. These amil people are quite a lot of failed people in their own lives, and once there is an utter failure, a total failure, their criminal tendencies have turned them into an amil. Their criminal psychology, their criminal psyche has made them an amil, and now these people are found in search of the unhappy and the unsuccessful people. Now the work of these amils is to search them out in the society, and to suggest them that there is a kind of black magic spell, and I can get you free of this thing. And these amils are actually manipulating them, exploiting them, and usurping the money as frequently as they want to. Not only the money is not safe from these amils, their honor is not safe from these amils, and these amils have enslaved them. Actually, the people have become a kind of slave to these amils, and I think so. This is something very much pitiable. This is something really very bad, and we actually, if at all we do feel at certain moments in our life that I have become, my life has become an unhappy one, that my life has become an unsuccessful one. Earlier than that, some time back, the only option we had was that of the clinical psychologist, the psychiatrist. But now, fortunately, we there are a lot of motivational speakers. There are a lot of trainers. These trainers can do the preliminary work. These motivational speakers, these trainers, I think so, can do a kind of first aid. And if at all we do start recovering, we might not be we need not to go forward. But if at all our thing is not get done, if at all our confusion has not yet been cleared by these trainers, if at all we feel unmotivated, and if at all we are not inspired to take our life into our own hands instead of giving it to the amils, I think we need to go to the psychiatrist, we need to go to the clinical psychologist, and we need to share our trouble and our problems with those people. I believe that if at all we adopt this approach, our life will become better, because as far these psychologists and the psychiatrists are concerned, they are 100 times better as compared to these omil. Although these people are charging the money, but they will give you something in return as well. They will give you something positive and constructive in return for the money you have paid to them, in return for the time you have invested upon these people. And it is actually, as for the time and the money is concerned, it is being invested upon you yourself, and obviously there is a price to pay for each and everything else. But now, as for these amils are concerned, these amil are, as I earlier said, they are having the criminal tendencies. These amils are actually the manipulators and the exploiters. These amils are actually the very bad people, and they must be dealt with the most severe punishment by the state, by the government. And I think so that we need to isolate those people. We even don't need to spit on the face of those people. I know that I'm using the very very harsh words which I never use, but these people are, let me tell you, and let me make it clear to you, that these people are the criminal minded people, and and these people must be treated like the criminals as well. And now, as far our state and the government is concerned, I think that we need to create a kind of awareness among the commoners, among the general public, that that the psychological health is also very important. As for the physical health is concerned, there is no doubt in it, and there is no doubt in it that it must be kept at the top, and it is of prime importance. But let me tell you that unless and until we do become psychologically a healthy person, we will not be able to maintain and to retain our physical health, our financial health, our family relationships health as well. So I think so that if at all there is a trouble and we are unhappy and unsuccessful, we need to read the motivational writings. We need to listen to the motivational speakers. And if at all the things does not yet get done, we need to go to a clinical psychologist, we need to go to the psychiatrist, and we need to share our personal problems with those people, because they are the right people to discuss our problems with, because they do have the solutions, because their solutions are scientific one, because the solutions are logical one, and they are also found taking the help from the medicines as well. And but as for these omils are concerned, these omils are really ignorant people, and they became omil because they were very much unhappy and unsuccessful. They were quite a lot of failed people. Then they came to know that they need to start exploiting and manipulating the rest of the field, the rest of the unhappy and the unsuccessful people. So that's the reason that they have adopted a profession like this one. This is not actually even a profession. This is nothing but a criminal approach. So, dear friends and fellows in Pakistan, there is no such thing as the black magic. Maybe one in a million, maybe one, one in the several millions will be really affected by this. But as for the rest of the people are concerned, there are plenty of people who believe that either they themselves or any of their loved one has been affected with the black magic, and that they need an amil, and the amil can do that. Let me tell you that on the one hand, there is no absolutely no black magic being used against these people at all. There are mere superstition. On the other hand, if at all they do resort to these amils, as far these amils are the criminal minded people, they will add salt to the injuries. The problems will be stoked. And now earlier than that, they were not being manipulated and exploited by anyone else, but from now onward they will be constantly used, and they are going to enslave themselves. Enslaving to whom? To these amils. I think so we need to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to read the noble Quran, whatever is written there, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to us. We need to familiarize ourselves with the modern with the modern knowledge on the one hand, and with the as far this Quran is concerned, Quran is the word of God. I think so it is something which is an absolute truth, and which is the eternal truth as well. We need to seek guidance from this Quran, from this noble Quran. If at all we are sincere, if at all we are sensible enough, I think we need to adopt a kind of sensible approach, and we need to take the responsibility. We need to adopt the positive thinking, because doing all of these things will definitely inshallah will make us doing better, and it inshallah will make us a happy person, even if at all we are not having much of the money. Let me tell you that as for the development and prosperity in the life is concerned, there is a specific thing. It is not it does not move according to our wishes only. Rather, there is it has its own dynamic, academics, and there is a specific time written by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the solution of each and every problem, and there is a specific time for each and every progress and prosperity, if at all we are going to experience one. But above all, we need to take the responsibility. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the more you do, the more quality work you do, the better will be your results and the outcome of your struggle. We need to keep making the struggle, and these struggles of ours will inshallah make us a great human being, and we will be able to lead a happy and a normal life, which is obviously our demand and our desire. Thank you.